Celiac disease. What is celiac disease? Celiac disease is a digestive disease that damages the small intestine and interferes with absorption of nutrients from food. People who have celiac disease cannot tolerate gluten, a protein in wheat, rye, and barley. Gluten is found mainly in food, but might also be found in everyday products such as medicine, vitamins, and lip balms. Celiac disease is both a disease of malabsorption, meaning nutrients are not absorbed properly, and an abnormal immune reaction to gluten. Celiac disease is also known as celiac spread, non-tropical spread, and gluten sensitive. Enteropathy. Celiac disease is genetic, meaning it runs in family, so many the disease is triggered or becomes active for the first time after surgery, pregnancy, childbirth, viral infection, or severe emotional stress.
Hi, I'm Dr. James Pacino. Celiac disease and gluten sensitivity, symptoms, diagnosis, and gluten-free treatment. Now, celiac disease is an autoimmune inflammatory condition of the small intestine, and it's caused by a reaction to gliadin. Now, gliadin is a polypeptide component of wheat, rye, barley, and also oat flour. And when you ingest it, it sort of triggers this immune response. And the immune cells and the whole inflammatory response that's going on actually damages the cells that line the intestinal tract. And because those cells actually make many of the digestive enzymes that we need, and now you can't make those enzymes because the cells are destroyed, you can't absorb properly carbohydrates, proteins, and fat. So the result is the person starts losing weight, and they have intestinal symptoms, diarrhea, and other complaints. They also get a range of other symptoms from that are mild to severe. So the most common symptoms that a person has are abdominal cramping and diarrhea. In a child, to see growth failure, they fail to thrive. In an adult, they'll start losing weight. And then because of iron deficiency and protein deficiency, they end up with anemia. And other signs of nutrient deficiencies can occur, other symptoms as well. Now, to find out if you have celiac disease, right now there's a very simple blood test that you can undergo. So there's no excuse now for not being tested if you think you have some symptoms. And people who come from families where one family member has celiac disease should be tested because celiac disease can be asymptomatic in a lot of people. So you should really go and be tested. And certain cultures actually, for genetic reasons, are just more susceptible to the development of celiac disease. What's the treatment? The treatment is not to ingest gluten in the first place. So a gluten-free diet is really how you manage it. So you need to know what foods contain gluten and also what foods don't have gluten so you know where the window is wide open for you to have a large variety of foods that are gluten-free. In my experience, I've also seen certain supplements help with celiac management. A high-potency multivitamin, the right combination of essential fatty acids to supplement with borage seed, flaxseed, and fish oil, as well as a digestive enzyme supplement that also contains some prebiotics to improve the microflora, and taking L-glutamine, 500 milligrams twice a day. Together, all these nutrients, what they do is they help build healthier intestinal cells, they aid in digestion, they regulate the immune system in a way so there's going to be less inflammatory response, and help to suppress sort of local and systemic inflammation. So to really get the details on how to do this, on celiac disease and gluten sensitivity, I've explained it all in a research article that's available right here. It's called Celiac Disease and Gluten Sensitivity, a commonly underdiagnosed condition of the small bowel. So click on the link below to download it right now. If you have celiac disease or you suspect you have gluten sensitivity, there's information in that article you just absolutely have to have. Now remember that at machinohealth.com you'll see all my research review papers and other videos that I've shot, footage from my live seminars, other downloads and resources I've created. They're all there for free to help you lead a long, healthy, functional life. All my research materials and teaching notes have all the scientific references in them so you know you're getting only sound scientific information from me on any health topic that you're looking for. So you really should make machinohealth.com an ongoing, reliable resource for health and wellness information for both you and your family members. Thanks so much for watching.
What are the symptoms of celiac disease? Digestive symptoms are more common in infants and young children and may include abdominal pain, chronic diarrhea, vomiting, constipation, pale, foul smelling, or fatty stool. Weight loss, irritability is another common symptom in children.
Celiac is a disease that affects the small intestine. It is a genetic disease, so people who have it are born with it. The small intestine is lined with villi, which absorb nutrients. Celiac causes the villi to be damaged, and the villi can't absorb the right nutrients. Some of the symptoms of celiac include abdominal cramps, dehydration, energy loss, fatigue, mouth sores, muscle cramping, dry skin, depression, mood changes, bone disease, iron deficiency anemia, and in children, slow development and weight loss or gain. Some people, however, have hardly any or no symptoms at all. Celiac is one of the most underdiagnosed diseases, so as doctors are becoming more aware of celiac, they diagnose celiac through a process. If the patient is experiencing some of the symptoms, doctors may perform a blood test. If the results of the blood test come back positive, the doctor may perform an intestinal biopsy, because a blood test is not completely reliable. During the biopsy, the patient is put under and the doctor eases a tube down the throat and stomach and into the small intestine. The doctor will then take a sample of the small intestine to test. This test will show whether the patient has celiac or not. Living gluten-free means that you can't eat anything containing wheat, rye, or barley. There are many things that people don't think contain gluten, such as licorice and malt, so you have to be careful. When reading the ingredients of an item, sometimes they say they contain gluten, but sometimes they don't. When an item contains modified food starch, you should either call the company to see if it is derived from wheat, rye, or barley, or just steer clear of it altogether. Nowadays, there are more and more substitutes for wheat, such as potato starch flour, rice flour, and tapioca flour. There are many options for living gluten-free, and lots of them are very good. So all in all, if you ever find out that you have celiac disease, living gluten-free isn't so bad. All you have to do is have a positive attitude and be willing to try new things.
What other health problems do people with celiac disease have? People with celiac disease then do have other disease in which the immune system attacks the body's healthy cell and tissue. The connection between celiac disease and this disease may be genetic. They include type 1 diabetes, diabetes type 1, autoimmune thyroid disease, autoimmune liver disease, rheumatoid arthritis, Addison disease.
هنتكلم دلوقتي
على السيلياك ترانك، البرانشز او السيلياك ترانك. المنظر اللي قدامنا ده فيه ايه؟ ايه الاورجنز، المين اورجنز اللي بيغذيها السيلياك ترانك؟ السيلياك ترانك اهو، اول فرع من الابدومينال اورتا، ده الابدومينال اورتا، اول فرع من الابدومينال اورتا ده السيلياك ترانك بالفروع الثلاثه الاساسيه بتوعه.
How is celiac disease diagnosed? Blood tests, intestinal biopsy, dermatitis herpetomorphic screening. How is celiac treated? The only treatment for celiac disease is gluten-free diet. Doctor may ask newly diagnosed person to work with a detection on gluten-free diet plan. A detecting is a healthcare professional with a specialty in food and nutrition. Someone with celiac disease can learn from a detecting how to read ingredient lists and identify food that contain gluten in order to make informed decisions at the grocery store and when eating out. Thank you.